Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Mind Your Character with Olusola-Obasa. I'm so excited. We are streaming live directly to YouTube today. Yes, it's not our first time, just that we're able to do this via another means. I'm pretty really excited and I'm looking forward to a very beautiful time on today's show. You know that April has been culture month. We've been busy talking about corporate culture, corporate culture, corporate culture, and we're here again to continue. Every time you see me is to handle a different, whole new aspect of corporate culture. Welcome one, welcome all. Enjoy the music. How's this week been for you? What did they solve for town now? My people, what did they solve? As in, what news this week that is winding to a halt gradually? Yes, this is nice, so nice. Thank you, Jerry. Ah, so we'll be talking about somebody that is on the run. I like to face my own business, but yes, it's one of the big stories of the week. A journalist once, always a journalist. So yeah, someone is on the run. EFCC trying to ensure that they bring someone to book, and the person is not waiting to be apprehended. You know that kind of a thing. So that is there. There are so many other things about, oh, dollar seems like it was already, naira is winning against the dollar, what's happening again, and all the talks about, but we thought that forex and inflation issues were improving. Why isn't it having direct impact on the price of items in the market, particularly items that you and I use every day, from food items to groceries to provisions, just name them. And so many issues. And we've been dealing with something that is very cultural recently. Have you noticed? Talk about national culture. I've been talking about corporate culture, but let's talk a bit about national culture and how that certain things could have become your culture without you knowing. Remember that the first session I took in this month of April, I was helping you see the need for you to be intentional. Intentional about the culture that pervades your environment, whether it's work environment, whether it is family environment, or whether it is community environment, or whether it is national environment. So there's this thing that people say it's cultural with us Nigerians, and that's to spray money. Like, you know that song now? How much is money? Darling. How much is money? Ah! And then when they're singing that song like this, you know, it's words. You just be throwing them. I've seen people who will just carry it out like, just to know that money is nothing. And so I hear that it's a culture for us. I'm wondering who created the culture? Where did we agree that we Nigerians have agreed that this will be a culture? So this is the thing about not being intentional about the culture that pervades any environment. So it's a review I'm beginning with before I go into what I have for you today, which is very important and very useful as well. So it's like building one on another. And tomorrow is a big day. We are having to talk about everything you need to know. Everything else that we think you can get for free in terms of training on culture, you'll get tomorrow as I take the master class. Very amazing. I'm looking forward to it. But again, back to being intentional, back to the culture of spraying money, stamping naira on the floor, throwing it at people, and all other things that law enforcement agencies are saying, no, 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 no. You cannot say that this is culture. This is not acceptable. So how did we get there? It's so intrinsic with a lot of people that they have looked for different other ways to still ensure that that culture plays out. What are the few things I've seen? So people have had to bring bowls and throw the money carefully in the bowl as they dance, still giving the feeling that I just spray money. And at the far end of it are people who take their time to print um, paper in the form of money, just so they can have that thing. They'll give you the real money and then they just, how much big can this become? How did we get there? Who named it our culture? And right now, we're trying to undo something that has been done and that has taken root. So talk about things getting integrated and internalized. Those are also ways that a positive culture can be made to stick. But so I told you that you had to be intentional, and I told you that you had to know who is championing your culture. Culture is usually championed from top to bottom, otherwise, it might not work too well, the more that I know and I've learned. So today, we want to talk about benefits, pardon me. We want to talk about the benefits of a healthy corporate culture. Because on one of my posts on Facebook, I had mentioned that if you find these things in your system as an organization, it shows that you have an unhealthy culture growing. And of course, you need to do something about it. So today, our attention is on healthy culture and the benefits that it gives or offers your organization. What's my intention for doing benefits? Just so that I can make you see the need for you to work up to it and work on it. You need to take it as a project. You need to bring your team in and you need to pay sacrifice that is required to both create, integrate, and sustain corporate culture. But we're looking at healthy culture today. If you have been recipient of our newsletter, which we started sometime this April, like we resumed sometime this April, you probably would have also found something close to this. But not to worry, in the new week, we're going to ensure that you also enjoy something that offers you slightly a bit more around it. So, what are the benefits? Before I go to benefits, I want to give you a quote from Ed Catmull. Ed Catmull said a hallmark. So A means that it is not just that, one of it. A hallmark of a healthy creative culture is that its people feel free to share ideas, opinions, and criticisms. A lot of companies do not mind you sharing ideas. A lot of companies don't mind you sharing opinions, but a lot of companies cannot stand you sharing criticism. It's one of the ways to know a healthy culture where you are open to be able to learn from just about anybody. So, criticisms, all you need to do is train your team to know how to criticize healthily and constructively, but you necessarily cannot shut people down from saying what they think isn't going well or won't go well. As a matter of better practice, you should actually ask. Yay, thank you, Dorcas. Thank you. So, as a matter of importance, you should request, solicit feedbacks. Criticisms can come as feedbacks. If you ask for feedbacks well enough, you will not even see that somebody is criticizing. It will just be you getting to allow what you have learned to sit in. So, yes, we are talking about benefits today, benefits of a healthy corporate culture. Another quote here quickly says that a healthy company culture encourages people to share bad news. Wow! A company that discusses its problems freely and openly can quickly solve them. A company that covers up its problem frustrates everyone involved because they are at a loss. They do not even know what's happening. When people are wondering what's happening, we don't understand. Let's take for an example, you're paying salary late, and this happens in the lifetime of most entrepreneurs, particularly startups, who are still trying to ensure that they have the right footing. You have a team, and something has happened, you're not able to pay as at the day you are supposed to. What should you do? In this quote by Ben, he's saying that if you have a healthy culture, you encourage people to share bad news. It means that it's not good news when you're saying salary isn't going to come as I went do this, for instance, this month. But it says that that company discusses its problems freely and openly. So you're able to say that, oh, this is the issue. So that people on your team can carry the energy, put it together, and be able to see how they can help you. Otherwise, they feel frustrated being in the system. Today, we're talking about the benefit of corporate culture and why you should not only make it intentional, why you shouldn't just make it top to bottom. That is, the top leaders must be the ones that are championing it. Not just that, but you must take it as a project. Make it a project that you want to create, you want to integrate, and you want to sustain. And don't forget, one of my most outstanding quotes for this month is that wheresoever human beings are, their culture is. Why? Culture is the way of life of a people. Yes, and I have a comment by Tabitha D. I call her Dorcas, saying, that's a lot of vulnerability. So yes, you are able to say that, oh, we're not able to pay the salaries because there's a delay in this, we're working towards it. Everybody settles in and feel like, okay, they respect us and they take us for something important or somewhat important for them to be able to explain to us that there is a challenge around paying of the salary. So we're going to go on now to talk about other things that we need to know about a healthy culture. What is a healthy culture? And why did I call healthy culture? Does it mean that there is an unhealthy culture? Yes, so there can be unhealthy culture. An unhealthy culture is one where all of the opposites of what I'm going to tell you today is found to be true. So let's take isaglobal.com definition of healthy culture. A healthy corporate culture is defined as one in which the corporate values and behaviors of an organization are consistently lived across the organization. I'll take that again. A healthy corporate culture is defined as one in which the corporate values and behaviors of that organization are consistently, mark my words, lived across the entire spectrum of it. So it means that across means that from operations, if you have an operations department, to accounting, if you have an accounting department, depending on what you do, I don't know. If you have HR department, if you have a customer service department, if you have a front desk, if you have a legal department, if you have technical department, if you have an IT department, no matter the department that you have, everything makes the chain that makes that organization in your specific to your specification. Howbeit, I'm saying, according to ISA Global, and I cannot agree less, that a healthy culture is defined as one in which corporate values and behaviors are consistently lived. See, the thing about integrating and sustaining culture is all about being consistent. I've seen organizations who have this is our core value, this is our mission, this is our vision, and all that ever happens is that the thing stays there on their wall. So if you join me tomorrow in the masterclass that I'm taking, you'll be able to pick a little. I can't possibly give you everything tomorrow, and of course I have to leave a lot that you have to pay for because this is very important. But we are interested in talking a lot about it so that people who do not know how much they're losing by not being intentional, deliberate, and structured about their culture can see what they are missing as an organization. So, that said, consistency is crucial. Another key word in that definition for me is corporate values and behavior. Do you know that companies have behaviors? Yes, the way they do the things they do, their practices, their way of life, their patterns. And I have a beautiful, I hope I'm able to do that tomorrow, but if not, well, when you call me to come speak to your team, you hear it. I have what I can call a poem or lines I have created about culture, how just so important culture is. It creates the rhythm, it creates the theme, it creates the pattern, it creates sense. It makes it easy for people to be able to notice the difference between you and other organizations. It is what practically defines the DNA of your team members. Don't forget, corporate culture has directly to do with the people or the persons or the humans of your organization. It isn't just something that is aloof, that touches no one and no one touches it. It actually defines the way you sell, the way you appear, the way you work, the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you do business, the way you compete with competitors, the way you do your marketing, the way you do your selling, the way you do your communication. Everything about your organization is affected by your culture, and your culture affects it vis-a-vis. Howbeit, in the definition of today, you have seen that it says consistently. Consistently. So if there's a need to measure consistency, then there's a need to understand how your culture plans. So what are the benefits that you stand to gain from having a healthy corporate culture? I'll mention a few of them and then we'll continue tomorrow. Don't forget to join me. It's a class tomorrow. I do this every last Saturday of the month. I do this every last Saturday. Whatever is my theme that I'm helping you understand or benefit from in a month, I take a full class of it every last Saturday. And for this Saturday, I'm so excited because it's going to be live on YouTube. I am currently streaming this from YouTube, I mean, live via YouTube as well as Mind Your Character Instagram. And that's very exciting for me. It means that we're increasing the various ways and platforms where you can see us live and interact with us. Why again do we like to make this a live? Because we love to interact with you. Like I have Dorcas on the other side, following and then dropping points that I believe she's speaking. So it's the same reason why at RCV we will always want to tilt towards a live show where there's need to interact other than doing a recorded show. Recorded shows are beautiful and we do them too, but yes, there are shows, particularly Mind Your Character, that we believe that should stream live just so that there can be on the spot interactions. And trust that I will always acknowledge your inputs on the go. I have plenty of things from Jeremiah Otunubi on the side of YouTube, and thank you so much for being there doing that. What are some of the benefits that my organization would gain from having a healthy culture? One, you would have more of employee engagement. Culture affects everyone in the line, every stakeholder, from your employees or team members, management, inclusive, vendors, if you do stuff with vendors, um, paying clients, community where you do business, even your competition. It's so important, and culture is so great and inevitable. But all we've been doing since the month began is to help you see the importance of it. And today we're looking at the benefits. The benefits number one is it helps you have more engaged team members, which leads to higher retention. Yes, it leads to higher retention. So you're able to retain people that think or believe that they love what your culture is, all other things being equal, tend to stick with and through your organization because of the value of your culture, because of the importance of your culture. So it's one of the benefits that you get. People leave organizations because of toxic culture, according to research, much more than they leave because of salaries a lot of the times. So sometimes some employers could think that everybody leaves an organization because they are desirous of having greater pay. Well, that is true to a large extent, but go on Google now and search, and you'll find out the difference between how much more people will leave an organization because the culture has become toxic and they cannot stand it anymore, than they would leave because they want additional pay. Money is important. I'm not making light of it, but I'm helping you see that if you have a problem with people always leaving and you're wondering why is this happening, you may want to check what cultures are entrenched or pervade the atmosphere of our organization. There's something about the atmosphere of the workplace, the environment of the workplace is so very important. People stay a lot more at work today than they've ever done. And the average person wants to be able to have home away from home, family away from family. And with that, there will necessarily need to be a job done around having a deliberate culture that can carry the day. So number one benefit is engaged employee. You have it in a larger percentage. And that leads to the second one, which is higher retention rate. You're able to hire, attrition rate is lower, your retention rate is higher because people tag along things and places and persons that they love, where they feel connected, where they feel excited, where they feel fulfilled, where they feel like their life meets their work. Okay, so that's very important. I've mentioned one that gives birth to another. What are the other benefits that you most likely will get? You gain stability. So you see that when you have stronger employee engagement, that a feeling of stakeholdership, a connectivity, it gives birth to people wanting to calm down. The way we say it in local parlance, they want to calm down with you and stay with your organization. But it doesn't stop there. It goes ahead to create stability in your system. So if your attrition is high, and your retention of team members is low, you already have an instability issue to take care of or to handle. What is instability? That thing that creates whatever it is, that creates that undulating movement in the way your business is done. Instability is not always about clients and the way they react. It's mostly tied to how your team is engaging or disconnecting or disengaging from the very, very heart of the organization. Instability in things like you have a core value, for instance, that says we do things this particular way, and before you know it, a person or two or three have been able to tend towards something else, and they've been able to carry a percentage of the team along with them. Gradually you find out that the effect of what they are bringing in begins to have adverse effects on the entire team. And if they are leaders, if they are managers or whatever other name you call them, senior team members, then you have a big job on your hands because people follow their leaders. That's why I insist I would never accept to take a culture training where the owners or the heads of the organization are not seated, because it means that whatever you say there will not fly. And those who know me know that I don't like to train just for the sake of training. I want to train so that an organization is better for it. So, third benefit is stability. You gain stability, you're able to move one phase of the business to the other on a what looks like almost a seamless level, with quietness, with calmness, with everybody working together, everybody following the same dream. When you have a healthy culture, it creates stability in the business. Instability can make you lose money. Instability so it doesn't only make you lose the good hands who feel like, this place is no longer looking like it's working well. It can make you lose money, it can make you lose clients. So it helps you earn or gain stability. What else can it give you? Yes, corporate culture can help you become more sustainable, is very more successful. So there are several factors that contribute to business success, right? There is sales, there is higher clientele base, there is financial muscle to do more in terms of volume, there is money to do advertising, whether on social media or conventional media, publicity, and several other factors. There is stakeholdership in some platforms or places where you can influence sales to come. There are so many. If you have a massive marketing team, there's so many success factors in a business. But permit me to let you know that one critical success factor, which is the fourth point of the benefits that you get from having a healthy culture, is that you're able to able to leverage success on a different level. Businesses like yours, who have all other factors in place but do not have a healthy culture, might not, they may have to just trail you, because when she when it gets to shove and you need to have something else, when push gets to shove and you need something else that is bigger than what everybody has, this is one thing that can stand strong for you. It is very, very huge, and it impacts the success of your organization. What's the fifth one? The fifth one is it creates a reputation, a strong reputation for your brand. This one goes without saying. Just as the benefits of corporate culture, healthy, don't worry. The most important word here today isn't just the corporate culture, it is healthy, the fact that it's healthy. So, healthy corporate culture, the fact that corporate culture is healthy also gives you that it helps you to groom, grow, and form a very positive reputation, very positive brand reputation, very positive brand reputation. What does that mean? Perception, the impression your brand creates, how the community where you do business accept you, what the people who know your brand on social media think about you, the kind of reviews that you get, and even when someone is angry for any reason and they go out there to lash it out, that's capacity to have people who still say, and they are not like that. I have watched people's comments on social media on other brands, and I've seen others holding brief for them who have done business with that brand saying, oh no, they are not always like that. Are you sure you have checked well? You probably need to speak with this and speak with that. They are holding brief. Nobody paid them to do it. But over time, they've been able to see that this brand has got a strong brand reputation. Strong, positive brand reputation. That will be the last point that I can share with you today. We need to meet in class tomorrow at 10 a.m. And but don't forget that building a strong brand reputation means a whole lot. It means a lot for you no matter what stage of business that you are in. If you're a one-man business, startup business, venture capitalist, whatever level, even if you have gone to the PLC level and you're quoted on the exchange of any country, in fact, that moment when you already quoted on the exchange of a country's market is the most sensitive and gives you the biggest challenge around reputation, because every single news about your organization could, I'm not saying would, could impact on the fortunes of that organization. It could make people decide to buy or not to buy, trade or not to trade, transact or not to transact, follow or not to follow. And today, when everyone knows that your business isn't just the physical office that you have a website, you have social media handles, people are following you, you have a community, even when you have not been intentional about building it. And even if you have been intentional about building a community, then you necessarily have to pay very, very close attention to a healthy corporate culture. How you treat your team members can contribute to it. Because when they leave, what to say about you, when they move on, what they say about you, it does matter a whole lot to what people think about it. Now, I'm not talking about people who have an intention to um, be negative with an intention to be negative or to be bad. I'm talking about intended people who work with you and who you have treated badly for whatever reasons. What goes around, they say, comes around. In the world of reputation building, your culture speaks loud and clear as to whether you have done well or you have done badly. So, ensuring that you have a healthy culture is non negotiable. Are you building to last? Do you want to be in the business for the long haul? Do you want to do something that you'll be thankful, that your future will thank you for? Do you want a business that will outlast you? You cannot necessarily decide to be carefree about corporate culture and ensuring that it's healthy. That's non-negotiable. I'm not saying that because it's what I do or help companies with. I'm saying that because that is what it is. So, what do we do? Let's learn more. And please call us at RCV. Call me, call us at RCV to do stuff with the organization. This has to do with every kind of organization, every sector, whether you are church, money, profit making or non profit making. It could be a church, it could be business premises, it could be business, it could be government business, it could be whatsoever you do, wheresoever you play, ensuring that you have a healthy corporate culture is non-negotiable. I said so. When toxic culture sets in, the business starts suffering. And when the business suffers for long enough, the business starts ailing, like it begins to be sick. And when it's sick for long enough, what happens? The business dies. This is our commitment in this month of April to ensuring that you know that there's something so soft. It does not look like all the techy things, but it's so soft but so important. Culture touches your business in more ways than you have ever thought. We hope that in this month we've been able to help you to learn a little, and but that's to activate you to take steps in that direction. It's important. There are other things I'll be telling you when you join me in the class tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 27th day of the month of April. It's a Saturday at 10 a.m. I'll be hitting the ground running. Thank you so much for. Thank you also, Tabitha D. Thank you everyone who joined, and thank you to those who will be watching this much later. We are here to serve you. Please call 081 061208819 to speak with our client support person, and just about any of our social media platforms. We are very, very much on ground. Touch ground approach is one of our culture. Be sure that someone will pick whatever information you have on any of our social media platforms, and we will get in touch with you. Should you have a need to reach us concerning signing up for any of our corporate culture packages, is a model. It will serve your company so well. Should you be holding a leadership retreat, but don't forget, when you are done with the leaders, you have to also bring the entire team into the same bracket, because culture writes on the back of every human being in your organization, from the guy at the gatehouse to the big guys in the boardroom. Thank you so much for being part of this today. I need to say my goodbyes right now. And am I leaving anything out? Nothing. Do you have my book yet? You don't have my book. Let me show you a copy. Let me show you a copy of my book. You don't have my book? Here. This book talks about sustainable reputation in leadership. You will find a lot that is useful for you there. And so, available on seller, just hit the link in my bio and you'll find it on Instagram, posted Olusola-Obasa. And or call, just call 08106120809 and we will deliver to you. Yes, so the one they call shipping will ship to you. Thank you. All right, bye everyone. Bye everyone. It's been so nice adding value to you. We look forward to tomorrow morning by the grace of God. Follow us on all of our social media handles. Um, RCV character as we find your character. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, even LinkedIn. Everywhere we did. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Time to say the goodbyes now. And I'm reaching out for my music to do that. I need to see you off to the door with plenty of panache and celebration. Thank you, everyone, again. And God bless you. The music now. Dun, 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 dun. Needs to get louder. Raise on, raise on, raise on. Bye.